Welcome, Cadet. You are now ready to face the final step of becoming an astronaut. Or cosmonaut, depending where you're from. First, you need to get used to those bulky gloves. Notice the blue handles around. You can grab them and pull or push yourself in order to change the position on the spaceship. Now pull yourself towards the computer. Grab the wrench in front of you. Good. The wrench might be needed if something breaks. You can attach it to one of the stickers to keep it from flying around. The computer in front can be powered on with the bottom left button. The column of buttons on the left changes the computer mode. For now, switch to prog mode to display the currently loaded program. The bottom row has different options depending on the selected computer mode. Let's press the next button in order to proceed. On the left side of the computer, you will find a radio. That's where my voice comes from. Listen to it carefully. Your survival may depend on your correct understanding of orders. If you forgot the last command, push the button on the radio to hear it again. If you forgot the last command, push the button on the radio to hear it again. If you forgot the last command, push the "just kidding." That's it. Look around. You should see a data pad. Grab it. The data pad is a device that should help if you forget what to do. It always displays the checklist for the current procedure. Notice stickers above the screen. Stick the data pad to it to keep it from flying around. Free-floating objects can be dangerous in space, so keep your ship tidy. Remember, the data pad will always help you figure out next steps, so you won't get lost in space. When ready to proceed, hit the next button on the computer.
will train the life support system. As you can imagine, it is crucial. If you don't know how to support life on your capsule, you may cease to live. But don't worry, this is a training scenario. It means everything is simulated. It is not possible for you to die. The alarm panel above your head will warn and then alarm you if something with the life support or power is wrong. Here is a simulation. You can press the master alarm button to disable the sound of the alarm. That will be fine for now. But remember, in real-life situations, this won't make the problem go away. You'll need to fix it. The life support system is located on the right-hand side of the cabin. Your breathing produces CO2. At high concentrations, it is toxic, so you need to filter it out from the cabin air. The current filter is unfortunately full and needs to be replaced. You will find a spare filter in one of the drawers. Take it and plug it in the filter slot. Good job. We will now regenerate the spent filter. Grab it and move to the middle of the cabin. Put the spent filter in the filter regenerator slot. Then pull the red handle next to it. Great. After regeneration, a filter is ready to be reused. You don't want to find yourself without a clean filter. Let's get back to the front of the cabin. Push next on the computer to continue. If the air in the spaceship becomes toxic, decompression will get rid of all the good and bad stuff from the cabin. The big red valve on the right side of the cabin is the decompression valve. Use the decompression valve to bring the CO2 level back to nominal. That's it. As you see, the oxygen level also decreased. Use the oxygen valve to add O2 in the cabin. Good job. Remember to keep the amount of O2 in the optimum range. Too much oxygen can be explosive, while not enough, well, you need it to breathe. Now observe the situation where O2 level is correct, but pressure is too low. Use the nitrogen valve to correct the pressure in the cabin. The nitrogen is neutral and will help you to keep the pressure in check. Too much pressure will increase the cabin temperature. On the other hand, low pressure will chill the cabin. Both situations are not nominal and may cause components to fail. Okay. You successfully stabilized the atmosphere in the cabin. Press next on the computer to continue. Another crucial component of the spaceship is power. Without electric power, we won't be able to do much. So pay attention. We will load the EPU training program. But first, eject the floppy from the computer. Pilot, find the floppy disk marked as EPU training program and load it in the computer. The EPU stands for Electric Power Unit. It is located on the left side of the cockpit. Every system on the spaceship uses power. The EPU generates a certain amount of power through cells. If you generate less power than you consume, the battery will be running down. Now switch one additional power cell to generate more power. You don't want to discharge, neither to overcharge the battery. If you do, this will happen. A malfunction. The currently used electricity bus will stop working. If this happens, switch the power bus. Good. Now the power is routed through another bus, and everything should be back online. This will be the perfect time to fix fuses, which might have blown on the occasion of an overcharge. Go to the middle section of the cabin using the blue handles. There, on the left side of the cockpit, you will find the fuse box. The fuses just saved you from serious trouble. But one electrical bus is not functional. You need to replace the blown fuse in order to restore it. Great. Now both electrical buses are functional. Remember to keep it that way. In case of emergency, you always want the secondary bus to be functional. You can always check the ship status on the computer. Switch computer do diagnostics mode. Here, you will have access to current power and life support data. You can also check here for existing malfunctions. Oh dear. Looks like something is wrong. Take the wrench and hit the malfunctioning panel with it. Pilot, hit the malfunctioning panel with the wrench. You fixed it. Congratulations. That concludes the life support and power training. Now you should be able not only to stay alive, but also keep your ship functional. Both are necessary for the success of any mission. Pilot cadet school was easy. Now comes the real challenge. If you want to call yourself an astronaut, you need to understand maneuvering in space. It is not easy, so pay attention. First, we'll need to select a target. Switch computer to target select mode. Good. On this screen, you will be able to see all the available targets. For now, we want to select the ISS. Pilot, find the floppy disk with the proximity training program and load it in the computer. Remember to eject any previously inserted floppies. Unfortunately, current technology only allows the computer to accept one floppy at a time. First, we'll learn how to rotate the ship. Move the joystick in all directions in order to rotate the ship. Okay, now close the visor of your helmet. When closed, it will display important tools for navigation. The square in your visor shows the location of your target. The crosshair shows the front direction of the ship. Use the joystick to point the ship directly at your target. The joystick now applies low force. If you want to move faster, switch the joystick force to high. You can always control the speed of the joystick with this switch. Good. Now we're going to practice the roll of the ship. Put the X-axis switch to roll position. Move the joystick left and right. You are now free to practice rotating the ship. When you are ready to move on, press next button.